Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. So I thought I'd do a video about some of the websites that I use inside of my classroom. When I first started teaching, it was hard to pick out which websites were good to use in the classroom, which ones weren't. And so I'm hoping that this video is going to help some of you narrow it down. These are websites that I use in my 5th grade classroom. And so I hope this list is helpful for anyone out there looking for really great resources to use in their own classroom. And again, remember, I teach 5th grade, so this is more for 5th grade, but most of them can be used for lower or higher grade levels as well. So let's get started. The first website I use is Spelling City, spellingcity.com. It's a really great website where a teacher can go in and create their own classroom, and on this page they can import their student spelling list and student vocabulary list, and then the teacher can select a bunch of games for students to play to practice either their spelling or vocabulary. I use Spelling City sometimes during centers. I'll have it during centers during my reading block for students to practice their vocabulary and their spelling words, or I just tell students to use it at home to practice and study for their spelling and their vocabulary test. Another website that I've just recently started using is SomeDog, which is and it's really good for those students that are a little bit lower in math, because it helps you differentiate the instruction by having these students on a website that helps them develop those lower skills that you may not necessarily be teaching in your classroom, but you still want them to develop. It's a math website where, again, students play fun games. The unique thing about SomeDog is that students can compete with either their classmates in another classroom or within the school. So right now they have all these competitions, and for some of the competitions the classroom can win a prize if the students are doing very well. And so right now we're in a competition, a school-wide competition, where the class with the highest score gets a free SomeDog account, which has a lot more resources than the free one that you get. The free one is great, but of course, the paid one is even better and has more subject areas. SomeDog has math, which is free, and it also has I think reading and writing, but you have to pay for reading and writing. So again, the fun thing with SomeDog is that students can compete with one another, and it gets the competition up, but it is kind of a lower level math skills. Another website I use is flocabulary.com. And I really love this website because if you ever need if your classroom is really into learning with songs, Flocabulary has great songs for every subject area, and they're always putting on new songs in there every day. And with every song and video that they have on there, there's a few activities that can go along with the song and the topic that you're working on at that moment. And if you create a class in Flocabulary, which is free, you can assign some of the videos and then some of the assignments to go with the videos to your class, so they can do that. I also use that as a center during my reading block. And any of these websites that I use in centers, I don't use them consistently. I like to switch them around, or else students get tired or bored of the website, and you don't want that to happen, because using a website is supposed to be an exciting thing for the students, and if they're overused, students tend to not like to be on the websites as much. So another website that I like to use is MobyMax.com. And I typically only used this website for a few weeks in the beginning of the school year because it's great. It has multiple subject areas, and it tests your students so that you know what level they are on. So if you're not sure what level, or you're trying to figure out what level some of your students are on, MobyMax is great because you can assign your students placement tests, and the students will take the test, and it'll let you know for the subject area where they fall in their placement in that subject area that you're specifically working on. And with MobyMax, the more students work and solve problems, they get these points or minutes towards games. So they can use the games, but they'll only get like maybe 5 minutes. And then once their 5 minutes are up, they have to go back and answer more questions. And then the more questions they answer, the more points they get to go ahead and play games. So it's kind of like a good motivational tool where students can answer questions, play games, and keep doing that to keep them motivated on the website. If you haven't seen my other video, I also consistently use Google Classroom in my classroom. And I use that for a variety of different things. And so if you want to see how I use Google Classroom in my classroom, go ahead and click the little video there, and it'll show you more about how I use Google Classroom specifically. And lastly, a personal website that I use as a teacher is planbook.com. I love planbook.com. It makes my planning so easy. It first can be a little time consuming setting up your planbook web page and getting it exactly how you want it. But once you get it down, it's great because your schedule is there. You can put in holidays. You can just copy and paste your lesson plans into different days. You can move them around, and it has the standards in there for Florida, at least, already in there for you. So it is just a great tool. It is a huge time saver for me. And at least where I work, I'm free to use Planbook. So that's a list of the majority of the websites that I use frequently in my classroom. All of these websites may have a free trial period or have a free partial program that is used. So with some of them, the free program works as long as you need it to. It just doesn't give you full access to the whole entire website, but the free portion is still great. Some of the other websites, you have a free trial period to see whether it's a tool you really like to use in your classroom. And then you have the option of paying once you've had time to use it and you just have your students time to use it. So you can really think about, is it something you want to purchase for your classroom, or if it's not something that you want to waste the money on. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do me a huge favor and subscribe. I'm really new to YouTube, and I would love for you to subscribe and like this video to get it out there for other people who you think may enjoy this video as well. So thanks for watching.